Hey everybody! Welcome to the fourth video for this Kevin's Review Show channel, where today we're going to be talking about the 2000 comedy film Ready to Rumble. For those who don't know, Ready to Rumble is a movie based on the now out of business World Championship Wrestling, or WCW. The film features WCW wrestlers like Goldberg, Sting, Diamond Dallas Page, and many others. The movie also stars Scott Caan and David Arquette as wrestling fans who are devastated when their idol Jimmy King, played by Oliver Pratt, is dethroned and help him regain his championship. To promote the film, WCW actually had actor David Arquette win their world championship despite very much not being a wrestler. The backlash was immediately negative, and it could be argued that that moment accelerated the momentum, leading to WCW's demise. The film itself also got a negative overall reaction and only has a 23% on Rotten Tomatoes. This was a movie I either rented from Hollywood Video or caught on basic cable a lot because I still know this movie forwards and backwards. I'm pretty sure I only watched it as a kid because, yay, wrestling, yay! But watching it back now, it is not very good at all. I'd say a lot of the issues from this film come from the bland, predictable story, bad overacting, sophomoric humor, and the lack of some of the bigger WCW stars. No Scott Steiner, no Kevin Nash, Scott Hall, Hulk Hogan, no NWO essentially. The film also didn't just ride that line of wrestling is predetermined and everything you see is real. It jumped back and forth over it the entire movie. So here's how I would do it. Instead of a light-hearted comedy, let's make it more of a gritty and real film style, along the lines of the 2008 film The Wrestler, which I highly recommend. WCW champion Jimmy King is a mess. The once proud face of the company is now ballooned to over 300 pounds, heavy into drugs and alcohol, and abusing backstage politics to hold on to power in his belt. No one enjoys working with him, and although most of the hardcore fans seem to know the situation, kids love him and he sells merchandise, so WCW keeps him around. King no-shows a title defense for a major show, which is the last straw for him and the company, who decide to just cut their losses. A kayfabe storyline is put into place that King has resigned his throne, and a tournament has been created to crown the next WCW champion. Two friends and aspiring wrestlers, Gordy and Shawn, who had ran into King earlier in the day of the show, go out searching for him, fearing the worst has happened to their idol. They find out he got a DUI and is currently sitting in a local jail. They pool their money together and post his bail. While letting King crash at their place, King finds out that the company has released him from his contract, the storyline to replace him, and after contacting his family, discovers they've disowned him too. That night, King tries to kill himself, but Gordy and Shawn get to him early enough to save his life. King then checks himself out of the hospital and attends a local independent wrestling show Gordy and Shawn work for. He convinces the owner to put him in a match, and for the first time in years, King is working with guys who are actually kicking and chopping him, haven't been told to kiss his butt, and aren't carrying him through the match. King physically can't participate, so he walks out mid-match and announces his retirement to the crowd. Getting even worse over the next few weeks, King checks in on WCW and sees that, in a few months at the next Starrcade pay-per-view, WCW will be holding a triple cage match, a gimmick match King initially came up with and has been pushing to do for quite a while. King manages to set up a meeting with the owners of WCW about possibly participating in the match, but oversleeps and shows up still being drunk from the night before. Getting rejected is a huge wake-up call for King, who decides to turn his life around and is determined to be a part of the show, and begins training with Gordy and Shawn. They help run King through a lot of the basics of pro wrestling that King never bothered to learn. King finally manages to set things right with WCW, who sign him to a one-day contract so he can participate in the triple cage match. King proceeds to put on what is arguably the best technical match of his career, and even reaches the belt before being slammed through the cage to the one below and ends up losing the match. After the show, King is told he impressed the higher-ups in WCW and is offered a new 2-year contract. King, while very grateful, thanks them but turns them down, saying he'd rather be remembered for that being his final match. The epilogue of the film shows that King did accept a coaching position training young WCW talent, including new signees, Gordy and Shawn. So that's how I would have done it. Let me know in the comments below if you think it's better or worse than the original. Also, I have a Facebook page now, so that's exciting. There's a link to it in the description of the video. If you like and share the video, that makes you way cooler and smarter than whoever thought this was a good idea. And if you hit that subscribe button, you're the first to know when new videos come out. And that's pretty cool, right? As always, thanks for watching. Bye.